Hey everybody, got an update for you today. So, well, a lot of updates really. So I just wanted to talk about the status of the channel and me and my life. And don't worry, it's all good news. Spoiler alert there. But I just want to kind of let you know what's going on and give you an update of why there's been fewer videos on the channel and my plan moving forward and whatnot. So, but first of all, the elephant in the room, the channel just hit 20,000 subscribers yesterday. That's really pretty amazing. Never thought that I would have that many people interested in this sort of content, and especially with me as a presenter. I'm not the most articulate person in the world, and normally I wouldn't ever consider myself a good instructor, but I guess I'm doing a good enough job that people are actually enjoying it to some degree. So those of you who have subscribed to the channel, thank you so much. I never envisioned that I would ever get to this point. At the same time, I would love to see the channel keep growing. So if you don't mind sharing this content with other people who you know might be interested, I would appreciate you doing that as well. Okay, so the next big thing. Okay, so 6 months ago, I released a video saying I was moving into a new home and I was going to be building out the basement as a media suite, complete with a home theater, recording studio / video editing suite, and then a room for shooting YouTube videos. That progress is still underway, although it's going a lot slower than I ever thought it would. I'll get into that a little bit more later, but the room you're seeing in right now, this is not the YouTube room. This is just a spare bedroom I have in my house that I'm setting up temporarily so I can shoot videos more often than I have been. This time of year, it's really not exactly super comfortable in the trailer. It's cold outside. This is winter here, and we do have some cold winters here in Utah. And when I want to shoot in the trailer, I have to prepare hours in advance in order to do that. So I have to go outside, turn on a heater, let the heater warm the trailer, and it usually takes 3 to 5 hours in order to get to a relatively comfortable temperature. And even then, it's still pretty cool. Not the sort of place that I want to be spending hours shooting. So this is the temporary solution. I'm shooting this in a spare bedroom, so I can't leave this up long term. I do have friends and family that come to visit with some regularity, and I don't want to, I want to have a place for them to be able to stay in my home when they're in town. So yeah, this is very much a temporary solution. I don't know exactly how long that temporary is going to be, but suffice it to say that this is going to be where I'm going to be shooting at least some of my videos for the next few months. So, okay, now in terms of the status of the construction of the basement, it is moving forward, but it is a lot slower than I had ever envisioned. In my I've mentioned on this channel many times that my day job is in software development, and basically about the same time that I found out that I was going to be moving was about the same time that my 2 big software contracts were going to be requiring more of my time. And so in addition to moving and adjusting into a new home and getting it prepared and just making it all work for my lifestyle, I've had more hours of my day job as well. So basically, I've had less time to work on the projects that I want to do than I have had in the past. But as it stands right now, the basement project is moving forward. I have had some, what would you call them? I don't know, just some challenges, things that I needed to get done before I could really build out the basement fully that I've had to accomplish. Like, for example, in this room, I just barely ran Ethernet into this room over the weekend, and I want to be able to do that through most of the house, and the house is set up such that there are no common walls between floors. So it's really difficult to route wires from one floor to another. But I digress. So anyway, I want to be able to have most of the wiring done in the home before I start putting up walls in the basement, because once the walls go up, it's even more challenging, if not impossible, to add new cabling. So I'm actively working on that when I have time. Speaking of time, I really only have Saturdays to work on the basement, and it's not even all Saturdays. I've had more video events happening on Saturdays than I've ever had in the past. Traditionally, everything's happened during the week, or pretty much everything has happened during the week. I've had more going on Saturdays, so every time I have one of those, that's an entire week gone in terms of being able to build out the basement. The other thing is, some of the things that I need to do in the basement are things that I can't do by myself, or are very difficult to do by myself. Carting drywall, a big sheet of drywall. I can do it, but it's not exactly super easy. And my house is set up such that it's kind of difficult to get the drywall down the stairs into the basement without a second person. So again, can be done, but it's not a lot of fun. And so when I have things like that I need to do, it sure makes a big difference to have a friend available to help me. And I mean, I have to line up 2 schedules, not just mine, but somebody else's. And so that's actually been more difficult to achieve than I anticipated. So, but anyway, so yes, the basement project is still happening. It's just moving a little more slowly than I thought that it would. So, for those who do want to see the details on that project, I have been documenting as I go, and those videos are available to those who are part of the YouTube membership program, and also on Patreon as well. So I've done 4 or 5, I can't remember, 4 or 5 update videos since I moved in about the things that I have done down there. And those videos are available now to anybody who is participating in one of those programs. So if that's something that interests you, you can. I'd love to see you sign up using either the join button down below this video or by going to Patreon. A link for that in the description to the video. But that said, because the progress has been a lot slower than I anticipated, if you want to jump right in and see more progress being done, you might hold off for a few months before you actually start actively contributing. And if you have been contributing and you don't feel like you're getting enough content, feel free to go ahead and put that on hold for the time being. I'm not offended by that in any way. But that said, things are continuing to move. It's just very slowly, not near as quickly as I wanted. So, but and speaking of wiring the house, I've decided that I want to not only run Ethernet and coax through the home, I also wanted to do fiber as well. You know, I work with fiber an awful lot when I'm doing video, and having that set up in my house permanently is something that appeals to me and doesn't actually take that much more time or effort to do it compared to just doing Ethernet. So just one more cable. I'm going to be doing MTP. I'm going to be doing one more cable than I would be doing otherwise. So not much additional work and not relatively that much additional cost, but provides a lot of expansion options for the future. So if I wanted to run multi-100 gigabit Ethernet over fiber, I could do that. But no plans, just I want to be prepared for the future, especially since I'm going to be finishing out the basement and putting up walls, so I won't have easy access to running wires through the existing walls that are already there into the first and second floors. Okay, so those are the big things that I wanted to highlight. But the other thing I wanted to mention is that I have really missed producing videos for this channel. I really like the feedback that you guys send me. You know, like when I hear that somebody has learned something from a video, or it has improved their technique, or helped them out of a jam and helped to solve a problem, it actually excites me quite a bit. And because I've been doing fewer videos, I've had less of that feedback. It hasn't been a whole lot less, because there's still a back catalog of over 200 videos here on the channel for people to watch. But I've missed a lot of that, and so I'm going to be making more of an effort to make new videos happen more often. And that's part of why I'm setting up in this bedroom in order to do that. So I really want to get back to the once a week schedule, at least once a week schedule, and I'm going to try my best to do that, pending pending my availability. So, but that's kind of where we're at. So you can expect that you're going to see more videos from me moving forward. The other thing that I don't think I've mentioned this on the public channel too much, except maybe in passing, but for those who are that are part of the Patreon and YouTube membership programs, I'm going to start making some of my software available to you. Also, people who are on paying subscriptions on my Crew Access website as well. I'm going to be making some of my software available to you. I just have a few pieces in place that I need to put in place before I can actually do that. So I need to have a way to basically prevent people from paying for 1 month and then being able to use the software for forever. So I'm working out some ways to make that happen. That's the only thing that's holding me back from just being able to just take a whole library of utilities that I've written over several years and just making those available to everybody. So stay tuned. I'll do some updates on that whole situation here on the channel before too long. But I wanted to make that stuff available. I just need to have a way to prevent people from trying to basically get software for next to nothing. So anyway, that's kind of where we're at there. So anyway, thank you again for continuing subscriptions to the channel. Appreciate it so much, and really, literally can't do it without you. Appreciate that. And again, I'm totally dedicated to continuing to produce content for this channel. It's going to be a big thing. It's been a big part of my life for the last little while. It's something I enjoy doing, and I'm going to continue to do so moving forward as well. So you can expect that you'll see more from me for the next little while than you have for the last 6 months. Yeah, I've got my list of videos that I want to make. Just keeps getting longer and longer and longer. I'm not running out of ideas, not by any stretch of the imagination. And I'm going to be shooting another video right after I finish this one. So anyway, that's where we're at. Thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for supporting the channel in every way, especially those of you who are actively contributing with the YouTube membership or Patreon. That is so much. That helps me a lot. It makes it a lot easier for me to justify putting more time into the videos and taking time away from my day job. That way I know I'm not cutting my income down when I'm actually doing that. So anyway, I'll say it one more time. Thank you so much, and we'll talk to you later.